Gonna get started. My phone's set up. Oh, and thank you to the new followers out there. We got Rommel X, Niban, Occupy Paul Street. Thank you. I appreciate it. Forgot to adjust the network. I'm actually up earlier than normal. I wasn't feeling well today. We'll see how this goes. Oh, you know what we forgot? Right, ambiance. There we go. I was thinking we would get back to doing stuff on the game server on Legacy. And we had weeks of working on the space shooter thing. Need a little bit more runway on that. I think need a little bit more guidance to know what to do next. Oh, but first, I saw another release. We're gonna grab it for Rust Analyzer. There we go. What was the command for this? Cargo sargs install -- server or something, right? Uh-oh. Is that black? Let me fix that. Oh yeah, I was playing around with that thing. If you haven't seen this, this is kind of a fun thing. It's like data poisoning. So you're basically lowering the value of the data that people have, that they have on you. But anyhow, let's keep going. There we go. If you haven't used Rust Analyzer with Rust, highly recommend it. A really, really nice addition to the to your editor if you're using Emacs or Vim or Visual Studio Code. I think it has the best integration in Visual Studio Code. Hey, Cat Peasant, how's it going? Oh yeah, and Oro Niwa streamed last night for me. It was great. I didn't catch it though. I was in the middle of a D&D session with my daughter GMing. I'm okay. I'm physically my body's rejecting me. Um, to close down some of this stuff. The naming of Rusty AP Rusty Lexer annoys you? What? Why is that? It seems okay. Yeah, this weekend I had to drop a couple trees. Many of you know we live in a forest. And goats had beaten up a couple trees, so I had to take them out. And that's actually hard work. They're heavy. They're heavy. Standard convention for the internally rusty libraries. Oh, I see. Yeah. Ugh. I see. Or was it? Oh, here. Yeah, this one. Alright, so today, do I not have... Yeah, let's set that up. But I'm surprised. I didn't think that it would do so much there. Oh, that's right, Forge. We had gone off and done some other stuff. That's right. Seems alright. Alright. Lots of miscellaneous junk in here. So today I was going to go back and work on Legacy. Got some things in Legacy. We've gotten a little bit better at using Warp. Slowly getting used to it. I saw somebody yesterday using Power. Power over Warp. And the rationale was that they wanted to have more sane compiler errors. Completely understand that. Does it not make it more sane? Do you not get boost-like errors using Power? Or I think they were saying that the pages of errors that you get from Warp were harder to understand, that they chose Tower over it. Really? Use Warp with Tower. They were using tower on its own without warp. I see warp pairs are just long types. Hmm. You know, I might have said warp over tower, but I didn't mean integrated with. They chose it before instead of yes. All right, let's see where these things have broken. Cannot find value list name in the scope. Oh, Forge Crud. Oh, trait. Tower's basically just a trait. Huh. Well, that's interesting. I've kind of browsed through tower, but I didn't like absorb it. I see. Really abstract. It doesn't actually. I see. It doesn't actually do anything. I'm trying to figure out where I left off here. Looks like we have Forge. We have some abstract-ish crud crate. Oh, there, Rust Analyzer kicked in. Yeah, I saw the rate limiting. It looks sweet. What did that thing install? Oh, it did. Okay, great. Rust Analyzer got updated. I'm gonna quit out of there. No, I'm just gonna restart this. All right. There we go. But it's basically removing the HTTP from Hyper. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's clever. Well, yeah, that's neat. Just trying to use CRUD. I see these elements over here. I left a mess behind. I see. This is what I was trying to abstract out so it could be used over and over again. You can couple that service with other tower services for layering. Oh, okay. Sort of interesting, but tower isn't the way to go if you want less wordy compile errors. That's very insightful, actually. Hmm. I see. So when we do a list, let's check list first. Looks like we're giving it the template we want to use. Some other text. And I love coming back to code. Templates.clone. This is our this is our Terra state stuff from templates. Okay. We have DB clone. Got it. And in here we have template. Oh, the list name. Is that being passed into? What is that being passed into? Go to the list HTTP types tied surf async standard route, which approaches composability from a different direction. A lot closer to how Future's 3 async await works. I see. They have a less tedious version of a standard API for HTTP clients and servers. Nice. I'd say it's part of async standard. I see. That's where the list name is coming in. These arguments are wrong, aren't they? Should be Hyper Warp Tower, all part of the Tokyo group, right? Do you have much experience with with those? I know I've seen you build up a bunch of stuff using the tower side of things. Oh, and did your parts arrive? Oh, I see. You're getting the parts just trickling in. Context here. This is the one I don't have. Okay, and we're just creating a new context, so we don't need to pass that in. There we go. Higher level version of warp. Oh, interesting. I don't know if I'd want to layer on top of it if it's because usually the little bits that get me, like last week, where I did the warp any, or was this yesterday? Or and basically returned all of this, and then the return type was just not obvious to me. That got me. Little things like that. But the compiler can't really help you. Yeah, that surprised me. And I know it was helping. I didn't understand. Right, then it would be like anything. So it would always match. It would always run that route. And I just didn't see it. Like I had just written the code almost blindly, like I knew I needed something there, and I wasn't going to use like a warp get or warp like some sort of filter there. So I said, oh, I'll use an any, and that was a good learning experience actually. Okay. There we go. Look, we have home. Actually, I want to fix this because it comes up here. There's nothing there. Should change that too. That's not correct anymore. That's LLC. Oh, you think it's Tower Web, but I think. Hmm. Build up a registry of all the paths. Okay. And I think I want statics first or last. This first is fine, but think I'd prefer the APIs to actually get their chance before statics. The simple API and testability is more what you want. Yeah. I haven't tested it. That'd be fun, actually. I'd like to learn that. Okay, at home, also want to get oh, you know what? It should be a slash. That to do that here, it's warp path end. Yeah, it's super easy to test. That's cool. The only thing you have to consider is what the state you're cloning to the handlers and see if you can mock that. Oh, look, got a rejection. Slash on there. See, I thought that was it. Oh, did that not compile? Ah, that's it. Got to actually compile it. See, it has a test server, guide your specific routes, and then create requests for responses. But it doesn't even need to bind to a port. Oh, nice, nice, nice. They've basically just bypassed all of the socket binding and all that stuff. That's nice. That's really nice. Because it just creates functions and features. Hmm. Okay, home is a 404 now. Good. But now at slash, it's good. World entity is empty. Land is empty. Biome has stuff. Go back to slash, it works great. So here's the browser. Slash at the end works. Go to biomes, we have elements here. Click in. Ooh, biome edit. He's not found. Okay. Have seas. We don't have lands though. That's just empty. And world entities is also empty. Yeah, let's fix this. Oh, right. This is the one that has the drop down list. You have to choose a sea. This could totally be unit tested. That's cool. Well, let's see. Let's get that going. Let's see, do you do those as unit tests, right? Not as integration tests. Hmm. Yeah. Testing filters. Give a request. Oh, sure, yeah, that wouldn't make sense. Nice. And do they have the ability to check to see if things are in the body of the function, in the body of the return? If we go to request, test request, so let's go in there. There's a request builder. And this is still in the test framework, okay. This is for actually building up the request. We have a response. Oh, this is in HTTP. Oh, the next example. Okay, let's go back. Oh, I see. I'll probably need something to just see if it's in the page, because I'm returning those templates. Unless I have something that doesn't return the templates. Hmm. Hmm. No, I think the end is fine. All right. And these don't need to be Tokyo tests? Right, because they're just futures. Well, not even futures. We're not awaiting anything. Oh, interesting. Oh, they do have to be async. Okay. Interesting, because they don't mention any of that here. Hmm. I see for filter. So in this case, we're going to do request path. It's just going to be slash. And then the filter here, that's going to be this, I presume. The home element. Doesn't need a DB. Oh, wow. Seems like it's getting better all the time. So quick too. Yeah, home wants, it wants more. Wants templates and yeah. Technically it doesn't need the DB. I was just keeping it on there for giggles or whatever. Templates come from a call to API. Let's go to large main. Oops. API. There we go. Oh, interesting. I could actually give it different templates. Filter lets you do the middle step, the route param extraction. Let's see. Filter tries to apply the filter to the request, while reply takes a filter, returns response provided by applying a filter. Okay. I see, so you can do an extract and reply. nice. Now I should probably be using the same template setup. I need to move this in. Oh, snapshot testing. Um, that'd be interesting. Problem I see with like snapshot testing is that people often just blindly update the snapshots. But it's just gonna be me. So would I be a good snapshot citizen? Oh, nice. Insta. I like the little Polaroid-esque setups. Huh. They can do that on all sorts of things. Wow. They've got a whole workflow around it. That's awesome. Made things a lot simpler. Just got rid of half the templating system. Oh dear. Just assert the enums now. Makes sense. Oh yeah, and then you redact those elements. That's a really neat crate. All right, let's try that. Template stuff though. We gotta get this stuff. Do you mock the YouTube API at the same time? Oh, that's great. For every module it has. Wow. return a templates or some sort of error. Sure, a forge error. This fanciness is what you replaced your template thing. Oh, let's take a look. Oh, I see. Responses YouTube, views, title, duration, and channel. Hmm. I think I'm going to be doing the basic string ones. So it's going to be rendering these templates out. Oh, what's it saying? Results Terra. And result. And this error is Terra error. You just render the templates, test, and make a simple UI test that way. Error. Is it going to be from? Was there one or two R's in Terra? Yeah. Actually, is there a... I was looking for some of those little macros. Like these little bits. It's also the Ginger Sphinx Flask guy. Oh. Oh, nice. Gotcha. Thank you for that link. Let me open that. Pause that. Wow. Okay. Hey, good morning. How do we say this? Einstein? Oh, yeah. And technically, it is possible to run Rust and Godot. I'm not doing that right now. Um, but you can. Oh, that's not it. Let's try that again. There we go. Do that one. Happy Monday. What do I normally have on there? Test Prelude. That's what I had in there before. We should do Test Prelude. May the fourth be. Oh, is it? Ah, that's today. Prepare yourself. Brace yourselves. Where were we doing the DB stuff? The DB stuff was. That was actually in server, wasn't it? Hmm. Not there. Server tests. Setup? Hmm. Oh, it's in DB. Okay. Up a new DB for testing with. Lovely. Should be okay to use this because it's using the same database as the server. Pour some tea real quick. Very slowly. Got some mint tea. Loose leaf mint green tea. Don't use like a filter with it. It's gotta settle. Alright, there we go. Thermos closed. I think I just create one of these. SGB new. That's what we have. Yeah, there we go. Done. Well, except for actually validating something. Should create an instance of that database, set it up, tear it down. You do wait on the reply. Thank you. Ah, yes. Almost. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, been good. How long have we been doing this? Since September is when I started. September 12th. September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. Wow, 8 months. Oh yeah, but then before that, we had the whole stripping Actics out, which was learning async await, and that was I think November, December. Oh, test failed. Oh, database URL is missing. Sure, 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 sure. SQLite. Uh, what did I have in there? Strange. Usually I only hide the .env files if I have something sensitive in them. I'm going to make sure in a different terminal just to make sure, just so I don't leak stuff. Yeah, there's nothing in here that needs to be protected. Yeah, that was for the bot. That was for the bot, the SQLite stuff. This is Diesel and Diesel migration stuff with Postgres. The database URL is something like this. There we go. Built for a different reason. Forge template stir must be known. Okay, great. And that's just going to be templates. And then we have the glob. There we go. Yay, success. Lovely. Now we're going to take this, drop that into some little file here. It's WT. Oh, there we go. Oh, a mock, yes. That's a great idea. Because it's also just compiled in. Like everything is committed to the same directories. Not like it's changing. The changes, the tests need to be updated. That's a really good idea. That's funny. I've never set environment variables in Rust. Oh, that's so funny. Is it set var? You said set var. This is going to be database URL. And you need the triple slash if you're trying to use local socket versus TCP socket or the named pipe. Forge tests. Okay, that's one of them. Now we have Forge template dir. Cool. Glob. I don't really see those changing much. I think it's nice to be able to override them for, let's say, production or deployment if I wanted them in different places, but I really don't think they're going to change. Oh wow, I have never gotten into awk. How is that looks intense. That's part of the reason why I've never gotten into it. It's like anytime you try to go into it, it's like learning some extra language. It's not even like a normal programming language. It's arbitrary and feels kind of PHP-ish. Wow, it's Turing complete. Hmm. All right, then we have a result. Let's do something with that. Let that doc go. Hmm. I lost a window. Just toss these elements in there. PHP is awkish. One of the reasons that PHP was so fast early on was because they used the length of the function names as how it was looked up. They didn't actually do a string comparison, they just did length comparison. This is why you have inconsistencies in its API. Terminal-based ray tracers in awk? Oh no, no way. That's intense. They didn't use path compressed trees. Very true. But PHP did get me away from cold fusion. So thank you, Rasmus, for that. Thank you. Oh, this is interesting. It's actually giving us a 500 for the response. Why would it do that? Looks like it set up the database. You wrote an interpreted language for a friend's game. Like the limit to look up it as a legitimate method. Yeah, it was also fast. And back when PHP started, CPU cycles were not what they are today. Yeah, I've heard of Patricia trees. It's kind of like as you said before, the path compressed strings. What other things are there like that? The Patricia tree is very much, I guess it's a tree, T-R-I-E, same sort of thing. So why are we getting a 500? Could we be getting this? Did home not render? All right, something else has to validate this better. That's fine. What about in here? You did shortest function matching, so a function that had another function name as a prefix could never be called. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Not great. That's great. Uh, yeah, if I was n bytes, you could just skip a whole bunch, yeah. Oh, really? Huh. I thought this would actually give us an error. Something's happening starting up, and the only place that it could be getting the 500. I think it's from this internal server error. I don't think I have very many in here. Yeah, render template and DB error. Oh, it could be DB error. That might log it though. Oh, it turns uncaught rejections into 500s. Still nothing. I'm looking for like a log error. Oh, you know what? I'm not even setting up the test environment for that. So this mock test environment. What am I using for Forge? Am I using Autologger? Oh yeah, you're right there with me. Okay. See, what's Alto at now? Oh, we're at 032 now. Okay. Oh, that's right. That's signature changed. Let's see, where is that? That's in Forge main. Actually, what's the init term logger? Does that default terminal logger? Doesn't say what the default is. Oh, puppy wants to go outside. Just trace everything. Still. We also want the new timestamp style. Oh, nice. Span execution. seems okay. Rust log, cargo watch. Hold on, let me let her out. All right, there she goes. Ooh, localized relative to where? It's relative to the previous statement. Oh, that's neat. Do you have a try init on there? Let's see. In home, the mock test environment. If I set that in here. Oh, sure. Just unwrap that. Actually, I probably don't want that there. I probably want that. Oh, look, we do have some lines now. Okay. Probably want that in the test itself, don't I? Debugging that. Much better. Oh wow, still nothing. It must not like the path I gave it. Where does it run that relative to? Because I think templates, it's not finding the right templates. That's funny. Just so you can add those obscure things. So technically, this here could just be templates. We don't need an environment variable for that. Rid of those. That. Crystal Inevitable, thank you for the follow. Should be the CWD of the cargo manifest directory. Path buff to templates, yeah. Traceback it was. Oh, awesome. Yeah, what's the URL for HTB? Oh, init templates takes a string. Oh, because it's doing, yeah, it's not great. But we do this because Terra takes a string. Hackthebox.eu. That's cool. Those are very kind of educational in that they teach you information about how systems work in order to be able to hack things. I know, why does it take a string? Let's see, we could actually do a path buff down to the point where we actually need to give it to Terra. Although the glob, see, that's why, because it's a glob, and they're going to be parsing that. Nice. So if we did this with path buff here, sure. What was that on path buff? Path buff into OS string. Which is slightly different than a string. And from there you can call toString lossy or to stir. Oh, that's right, because the system things don't always have to be UTF-8, which Rust strings are. Okay. Sorry, I was looking at the documentation. So dir dot. I thought there was an exists on this. There is. Okay. So a standard path buff. Oh my goodness. Path buff. There we go. Into a string. Two string lossy. There we go. Or does it have display? So we probably don't need to do that. Although if it's going to be doing a string, it might not. Hmm. It's debug, but it doesn't have display on it. Probably good because of that to lossy thing. They want it to be explicit instead of implicit. Okay. Hmm. Wait, where is it trying to? Why is it trying to copy it? Can I move out of there, which is behind a shared reference? Oh, that actually. Ooh, converts it to an OS string. Huh. Let's not do that. Let's do as OS stir. That gives us an OS stir instead. An OS stir. All right, and that still has two, that has two string lossy on it. Good. Yeah. Hmm. I'll import that. Use standard path buff. Ah, nice. Okay. So for standard environment, how do we get our current dir? Ah, it's just called current dir there. That's a result with a path buff. This is going to be different when I'm running it in the workspace versus in that directory. So it still might make sense to just use environment variables there. Or have environment variable overrides. Ah, here it is. Forge. Right there. There, slash templates. Okay. Now on path buff, we should be able to append to that. Push path onto it. Good. Oh, that's an in-place thing. It doesn't return it. Hmm. Okay, so maybe we're heading in the wrong direction here. Because maybe it's not the templates that are having an issue. If we look at our test, got a logger, mock environment, fluent templates, test database. We know that's working because it's getting created here. So at this point, this path doesn't match anything. So what happens if we give it something else that we know it just isn't going to work? Do we still get the 500? Or 404? That's a 404. Okay. Here. Oh, interesting. The default is not set is that. So I wonder if we just take path off. Still get a 500. Okay. Same things before. A little less boilerplate. So what is it going to do? It's going to go through here. We have a get with clone templates, and then handlers home. Let's see, what are we going to debug here? We're going to debug something. I don't know, templates. Let's just see if we hit that. Oh, yeah. So we get the get, AOEO, fine. What's after that? Guessing it's that render there. If we move this to that point, I don't think we'll hit it. That's my my guess here. Oh, we still hit it. No way. All right. You know what? We must have hit this. So let's dump that out down here. We're going to debug res.body. Oh, of course. URL 4 is not found. Function not found. URL 4. Yep. Hmm. Okay. Well, it's fun playing around with the path stuff. We actually have to do this register paths. Who calls that? No, I don't want to rename it. Home register paths. Paths here. And then we register a function here. Got it. Hmm. So let's pass that into our template setup down below. Templates. The second one here, yeah, that's a glob string. I have some other structure actually that's called paths. So there's this lookup table that there's essentially a function that says URL 4 or something like that. I'll have to look up exactly what it is. But there's oh shoot, you had to move 10 sheets of 5/8 ply. That's heavy. That is heavy. Yeah, my hands this weekend are a little swollen and got blisters and calluses now. Oh, nice. Right on the floor in your tool shed. And chicken coop. What kind of chickens you go for? Black and white ones. Those are either Lacey's. What else could they be? Well, I guess it could be white crested black Polish. um, those are cool chickens, the white crested black Polish chickens. All right, so here's some. I think I need actually this templates thing that it returns. So we need to register a function here. Paths. Or was that? Rex's parents had a chicken coop in a small suburban house. Yeah, we had some before. Actually, we lived in Oklahoma for a while. That was just kind of normal out there. It was suburban, kind of on the edge of town though. Nobody really cared. But at that point, we had bantam chickens. They're like 3/4 size chickens, or half size chickens that lay like 3/4 size eggs. Very cool chickens. Nice cabin on the side of a mountain. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. My goodness, how did you get gigabit internet? For me, there's like fiber like half a mile away. I would love to have faster internet. It has a co-op for utilities. Hmm. An API, that's what I called it. Basically, I have to do this with the paths that get passed in. I'll give it a default. $30 a month for 150 megabit. Shh. Nice. If I went through the effort of trenching and running fiber and everything, I could set up basically fiber for my neighborhood, but not even thinking about all the capital expenditure of like doing all the trenching and all the like material, etc. It would be $500 a month. I'd have to set everything up myself. There's some dark fiber at the end of the road. I talked to them. They'll sell me, but it's like a many year commitment because they don't want to turn it on and off all the time, and then money. We don't have very many people on this road either, and I don't think everybody's going to get internet from that. So if like 500 divided by maybe 5 people, so I could bring the cost down to like $100 a month for that, but it would be full speed. So probably some shared gigabit. All right, so we got that. We got that. Two functions. Yes. We want to register paths here. There we go. I love that pattern of the into with the option. Then the power company at the previous house messed up. Oh no. Oh wow. Well, sorry about the house. Maybe a rough thing. A really rough thing to go through. All right, let's just say error kind failed to render home. URL for world entities does not exist. True. Very true. Only the attic and central fuse box caught fire. Well, that's not bad then. That's really not too bad. Oh, electric smoke. It does have a particular odor, doesn't it? It's always very electric smokish. I wonder what the chemical is actually. Is it the insulation? The- I think I need to extract this here. Oh, microwave and refrigerator and washing machine. Yeah, presets and smart settings. Isn't it strange how hard it is to find like a good microwave that's like just right? I don't know who designs like those interfaces and whatnot, but it's never right. Oh wow, they were just a few weeks in. Our company came in and put in a 220 box for stuff, and they messed up. The line came into the house. Oh wow. Huh. Wow. It's gotta be tough being like a power company and having that sort of liability, and I don't know. Hey, look at that. We actually got the response correct. Sum is 3. Nope. Their equipment, their certifications. Yeah. You have like those little signs that at work that say, know, days since last incident. I'll bet that reset that clock for them. Oh, I'm sure. Insurance company is happy to sue. Yeah. All right. So at this point, do we go with the templates? The snapshotting. This is the return. Come on, T-Mux. There we go. Actually, it's not T-Mux. It's the fingers. The fingers aren't doing their thing today. Is it a static template? This one is actually. This one is. This one represents. Say, oh, let's run it first. Here, we'll just dev run it on the last version. Oh, just assert is not empty. Oh, what was it? 1, 2, yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's this page here. There's nothing dynamic in here. I see. That makes sense. Oh, sorry, I wasn't showing. But this is the page that this renders here. So it has URLs, which is what we were registering. The template looks up the URLs because each one of these little modules registers a series of functions or looking up its data types. Let's see, WT does ST, which is also no capture. Okay. There we go. Oh, there's no empty. Have a length. Oh, it's is empty. Oh, okay. On bytes? Okay. Bullseye is. Thank you. There we go. A working test. All right, so what would we change here? We have a test database, templates, home, all that. Database isn't even used in this. Might eventually, but not now. Oh, in the same test. Oh, interesting. Well, this is the only thing that this module actually handles. It's just rendering that list. So it's actually that this is like all of this module. I see. That should be a 404. This is what it used to be, /home. Nice. Yeah, that one wasn't all that complicated. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, this one's got a bit more to it. This here, these little blue Rust analyzer bits, they keep showing up in like weird places. That F there, what is that? Why is that? Wonder if I haven't. Hold on, let's save our session. Okay. I don't really need to see the changes. Quit all -s session of vim. Okay, we'll let that kick on. Okay, so we don't have home here. We will have C's URL. Let's see. I see. So I can actually test that thing up there, or start to break these things down into individual pieces. Edit API. Just template in DB still. Build paths. I think that's actually fairly. Oh no, not that one. Huh. Now this should fail. Good, because we got a 404 for C's. Nice. Because C's always starts at dot path. C. Now that one should work, but it should 404 out on home, which is expected. Now, does autologger deal with reinitializing? Okay. Was it gonna bail on me? Probably need to remember to take it out of the previous one. Not to wrap the error. Oh. That's a very simple solution. If there is an error, just ignore it. That's got it. Yeah, keep it in the binary. That makes sense. All right, so we have C, we have home. C here is actually going to be not empty, but this is a dynamic response. So that there, if we go to the browser, the equivalent of clicking here. Uh-oh. Let's see, source. Let's give that a run. It's going to be here. So this list here is dynamic. And these are the entries, I think, from the default database. Come back to the code. Oops. There we go. So at this point, I could check to see if it includes elements from that default listing. They probably don't have other sort of framework tools like parsing the HTML and validating that a specific DOM of specific, DOM element with certain contents already exists. Yeah, HTML's in mind. Well, at that point, I'm just itching to use that snapshot thing. I could also use the test DB. Oh, STBDB. Yeah, that just clones it and unwraps it. Because we could take the test DB and make a call, see what the current Cs are in the database, and ensure that they actually exist in here. The names are actually in there. Or we get their IDs and look them up. It's here. Should be able to go to like the boiling sea and create this URL here at the top using their IDs. Excuse me. Been a bit under the weather. I don't think I slept well last night. Yeah, dog freaked out just before midnight. Coyotes were howling. So she tries to like chase them off, but she happened to be in my room. It was a very loud awakening. And after that, I just kept waking up like every 2 hours or something. Like it was just not very restful. All right, so at this point, DB. We want to get all of the DB elements. I'm going to just call get all on that. When did I start doing this? This was a couple weeks back, maybe a month ago now. DBC get all, and then we just pass the database into it. It'll get us the list. Oh, nice. Okay. And that gives us a result of vector or DBR. Okay. I'm gonna find DB and C. Huh. So I didn't think I had to do it this way. I thought I could do it the other way. Oh, they get all trait in scope. Thank you. This one's a little different though. BBC. This is all static. Oh, is it oh, for models C. Oh, let me see that again. So this one here is for DBC, and yeah, here we just take a database connection, etc. It's not complaining about the method, but rather the struct isn't found. That should be here. These are all public. At that test point, we're just cloning the database element that was already set up. Separate crate. So DB is a separate crate. Forge is dependent on it. That's where testDB comes from. So testDB is over there as well. Actually, yeah, we don't have to do it this way, do we? I did it the other way for some generics elsewhere. STB. DB. Go back in here. Okay, so top of this, we have these different modules. This is the DB crate, lib file, lib.rs. There are these different modules. Here we have C. We have create pool, a couple other things in here. And then down below, struct for DB. There's get all, a couple different traits for get all, etc. And then we have pub trait database. And we can say, oh, give me the C here, and you can await that, right? That should be available, because this here returns a DB, but the trait's not in. There we go. We needed the other interface. Yep, DBDBC. Oh, I don't like that. I really don't like that. And then colon deep. Oh, with a double. Be explicit about it. Right, because that'll be the root. Oh, and this one, why is that ambiguous now? Yeah, in which case we do dbc at all and pass in the test db. I think I like it the other way though, because it's already set up. For module inception. That's a good question. Why hasn't Clippy yelled? Okay. Yeah, we got rid of a bunch of diesel stuff. Raising char instead of that. Okay. Huh. Yeah, it didn't yell at me. The DBC would be the same as DBDBC. So looking at that, I would go back and look at DB again. So in here we end up having C. We have database, and database implements these elements here. In which case we can come into here. This is where that struct is actually defined. Oh, I see, but this is mod DB. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty gross. Okay, let's do that. What's a better name for this? Actually, why are these in there? Do I have account specified somewhere else? Oh, because of models. Models account and schema. Yeah. Okay, that's why. Because we end up having these things like models versus DB, and I wanted to have something that was clear. So which struct it was. No, it's buffering badly. Let me check. Thank you for that. I don't often get... No. So a quick check. For me, it says I've dropped 19 frames. Okay, I'm not sure why it'd be buffering right now. So it says I'm only using half my bandwidth. So it might be upstream from me, and I'm not dropping packets currently. Though I'm probably streaming to like Seattle, and everybody in Seattle's waking up and working from home. Alright, maybe next time I'll try to point it at like Utah or something. I'll bet that's what it is. I wonder what their network system is looking like for all of those systems over there. Just that specific ingest server. Yeah. Okay. What's a better one? Types. That's gross. DB types. DB. I mean, DB is worse than that. You just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Yeah, I'm just playing around with the types. It's a good idea though, keeping that around. Oh, it's just re-exporting the root. Okay. Oh, this is the root, so we can just do pub use. I want the submodule to continue to exist. Oh, I see. Huh. Yeah, I think the only reason that this was here was to be able to differentiate between structs of basically the same name that are from Diesel, the Diesel models, and then the types here. All right, well, we'll just leave that there for now. Let's go back over here, work on this. So at this point we have C's, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Re-export it into the root and eventually remove the mod and use. So re-export it into the root. That's a simple pub use db : star, right? Now it's in the root. We're in the root, right? This is db source lib. I think this is top level. So that should, now we should then have db : yeah. Yeah. Okay. So in this case, we can also iterate through the C's that are provided, or C and C's, and then do some other checks to make sure that those routes exist. I'm not sure about that. Is even here ambiguous? I wonder why it thinks this is ambiguous. Is it from test prelude? No. Something in there. The other thing we need to do is this C URL. Yeah, there's that and that. Why does it not like that? Now I have a local, etc. Okay. But in this case, it's not going to be a C URL. It's going to be, oh, that was C's URL. It'll be a C URL. C.id. Oh, look at that. It's like so fast. Just boom, right there. The little blue bits. You're still waiting on the other module system? Yeah, so we could do C, get all. So this one actually wants to own that one. It's fine. Extract that out, actually. Oh, beautiful reference. There we go. What? Expected mutable reference DBC, found mutable reference to DB. Because I don't have the trait. No, that should be imported. The trait should be there. Oh, Rust uses the other module system. Only difference is basically how you declare visibility and how you state what the parent roots are. Interesting. Self-create pubs. Ah, I see. Oh, interesting. Hmm. See, in this case, it wants DB clone of it. Doesn't seem right. Yeah, this get all is resolving to the wrong place. DBC. Get to all. Oh, look. There's multiple. It's finding this one. I'm gonna do it the other way. I got stuff. That's got to get figured out eventually. Database dot C. Wait, I get all. That returns the wrong type, I think. Yeah, that's a result. So we have to. Yeah. So we get all the C's. We're going to iterate through them. And asserting that each one of those is not empty. Great. Now let's make sure that we actually got something here. Yep, there it is. Okay. So now in this case, if we go to C URL and we just make something up, let's see. There's just a default there? Probably not. Hmm. Okay, that worked. I think I'm gonna reconnect real quick. So give me a moment.